Hey babies, what's up my darling MVPs and how are you all doing? Welcome back to Sail with me, Shosty Mimi, where you get the gist. I see they do waiting. I see they hurt. Of course, you know there's no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do all. You lose. Are you yet to subscribe to this channel? Or are you still sitting on a far long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how do you want to get a gist? I see the hearts. First off, babies, this is me apologizing for not keeping you guys updates back to back, on Monday because, babies, I've been busy. Like, I have a busy day on Monday. So I think I had this time to actually spew everything out. But trust me, you're not going to miss out on any of the gist that happened in the house. So first off, we all know that Mondays are head of house challenge, and
so guys, first off we're going to start off with the head of house challenge.
So first off, let's talk about the head of house challenge.
Of course, we know that one thing that is so interesting about Mondays in Biggy's house is the head of house challenge.
Okay, because guys,
so the head of house challenge happened. It is not where the housemates have to participate.
So the housemates had the head of house challenge, Biggie called them in the arena, and this head of house challenge is actually a different one because it is not about running or swinging or doing any other thing. It is all about brain.
What they have seen.
How much can you brain?
So Biggie just showed off,
So guys,
what I'm trying to say is, the first challenge for the housemates is to test their memories on how they can actually memorize what they have seen. So Biggie opened it up for them to see the items and the objects.
So
and then Biggie now left them to guess.
It has animals, some
so that was how it happened.
And all of that.
For example, opened the items, the housemates tend to see them, and then Biggie asked them questions regarding those particular items to see how much they can memorize.
The most important part is actually the nomination.
So that was how it happened, guys. I'm gonna curtail this because the actual gist is actually on the nomination. I am so sorry that I could not do like I used to. Because one thing I love doing on my channel is carrying you guys along,
the things they
show you guys how the head of house game happened and how the housemates won the head of house. But guys, it is so pleased to let you guys know that
Junior not winning this head of house challenge
won
was
the
so
head
bothered,
of house
was so disturbed. He started thinking, he was like,
Junior
oh
had
my
to
God,
transfer
how am I going to cope? They would nominate me and all of that.
In as much as Junior had to transfer the badges to Taki, when he left the head of house, he felt so moody. He covered his face. He was feeling so bad.
So people are like,
but that one aside,
Taki
guys, I'm more focused on the
Junior,
nomination.
blah 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 blah.
I'm so sorry, but
guys, Junior has been there for
Taki won the head
3
of
weeks
house
or
game.
4 weeks.
Okay, let's face the nomination because he choked, guys.
All through. Anyways, that
it's
aside,
actually an interesting
so it
one.
was not time for nomination.
Like,
this is the interesting part, guys. Hey,
so first
so
off,
interesting. I'm not gonna
Monday
lie, guys. Like
something that made me all about nominations. And guess what? Lawrence just told us that this time around, the nomination is not going to be like a regular nomination, guys.
This is how much interesting
to nominate the housemates
was.
But this time,
Lawrence Malaka told us on how
each other
go today,
in their very before.
And guess what, guys?
Meaning they have to nominate each other in their presence.
So
what this simply means is that
they're
going to be fake nominations. But the thing is, the housemates is going to nominate each other in their very before and then give reasons why they are nominating each other. This is so crazy, guys.
In the presence of other housemates. So if anybody is going,
I am really enjoying
they will have to go step on this footprint and
for those people who are going to take because of country or origin, oh no, this is not my country, they are not enjoying it. This Big Brother has a lot because the housemates had to nominate each other in their presence, giving the reason why they are doing this. Guys, this is a way of creating rivalry in the house. And at the same time, I think this is actually creating a positive impact for Lerato Modise and Papa Ghost, because
I feel this is a way of trying
for the
to
housemates to nominate each other in their presence,
that is
it will actually give them room
to be safe
have a beef
in a
among
certain
each
period
other,
of time
and Lerato and Papa Ghost will be the least of their problem, because we have seen the housemate nominate Lerato and Papa Ghost back to back. So it is giving that, oh, this is a room for Lerato Modise and Papa Ghost to be free from the housemates nominating them back to back, because right now the housemates who are in the house had to nominate each other in their presence. So their focus will be on the people who nominated them and not about Lerato or Papa Ghost. I love how this is playing out, right? Because if it has to do with Liema, they would say, oh, they are doing this because of she's a production
has nothing to do with this. Because if Liema was in the secret cabin, people would say, oh, Big Brother is doing this because of
actually
Liema.
Addressed the housemates, told them on how the nomination is going to happen tonight, that the housemates will have to step us on the
Yolanda was the first.
Mention the housemates they are nominating and the reason why they are nominating them.
Els and
Yolanda was the first person to go,
because she feel they
and then she nominated Els and
them to feel
solely because they have not been up for nomination,
that they need to
she would love to see them
feels for
being up
want to be up back to back, because she has been experiencing it back to back.
So after
Biggie told them that they are not to discuss this, right?
And then
the next person to go was
Yolanda. And
so Willie was like
surprising because
Yolanda and Liema, and I was like, yo, same Yolanda you have been kissing, cozying, hugging, and chilling with, you know. He said Yolanda. I said Loyanda. Sorry, I do not mind me. I'm actually stressed out, but I came here to have this conversation with you guys, because of course you all matters with me. Like I love to stay with you guys. So
and then for Liema,
what's his name? Willie mentioned Yolanda, and that Yolanda is actually environment inhabitable for others to dwell in. And then Liema, because Liema's there so much drama in the house. I'm like, yo, you need to see Yolanda face when Willie mentioned Yolanda. Yolanda never saw that coming, you know, because Willie is that guy that Yolanda is looking up next to have a thing with, aside for Ghosts. Interesting, guys, isn't it? And then after Willie, it was Mitch's turn to nominate, and Mitch said Mark Jr. and Senaye. So Mitch said for Mark Jr. because Mark Jr. has not been up for the past 2 weeks, and then for Senaye because Senaye has actually been acting all up safe, you know. He needed to see Senaye's face when Mitch was saying whatever he said about him. The next person to go was Liema. Liema's nomination. First off, I would call Liema a coward. Sorry if you're a Liema stan, but I think she was not true to herself, because if Liema was to go to the diary room, the name she mentioned is not the name she would have mentioned. Anyways, Liema mentioned Mile and Young Papi. For Mile, she's not been up, and for Young Papi, that what did she even say about Young Papi? They've not been up. He said he did not accept that. She actually gave another reason. But believe you me, if Liema was to go to the diary room, she would have mentioned Mpumi. But because of the way to, you know, speak about that in the open, she held back Mpumi and mentioned Mile and Young Papi. This is so interesting, I'm not going to lie, guys. So after Liema, it was Mark Jr.'s turn. Mark Jr. mentioned Els and then Young Papi. For Els, because of Els, he's actually not, you know, having a good relationship with Els. Remember, he has been saying that in the diary room. This is one of the people who are both sincere to whatever they feel. And therefore, Young Papi, I think because Young Papi has not really been up. After Mark Jr. was Mpumi. First off, I'm going to send out a big shout out to Mpumi. Mpumi is one of those housemates that are real. Do you know why I said that? If she's not cool with you, she's not going to pretend. If she's been asked a question about any of the housemates, she's not going to lie about it. You know, I have observed her and I noticed she's one of the housemates. They are so real to themselves. So while Mpumi went to nominate, Mpumi nominated Liema with her full chest, and then Mile. For Liema, that Liema has this attitude of trying to make other people get
strike while she plays safe, that she might lead other people to get strike with her attitude while she is safe. And that for Mile, that Mile has this personality that is hidden, that she would love to see more of Mile. So Mpumi came out with her full chest. Mile is one person that is close to their group, but yes, she nominated Mile. Can't you guys see it? And then she nominated Liema to her faces, while Liema was hiding to nominate Mpumi, that she always nominates in the diary room. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm talking about. You know, one thing with me is I don't have a stand. I'm a neutral person. Though some people would not see that because they will always give me a fan base. So one thing with me, the truthful fact about me is I would always say the things the way they are. And I'm gonna say it again. I'm giving Mpumi a big thumbs up for being real. Because in the diary room she nominated Liema. In the diary room, Liema nominated Mpumi. But because of they had to do this in their faces, reverse become the case for Liema. But Mpumi stood her ground and still nominates Liema. I love people that are so real, to themselves. And therefore, Taki nominated Young Papi and Makeke with the reason he has been given in the diary room. Taki is one of the housemates who have been sincere with their nomination, because the previous nomination he had always said that Makeke and Young Papi spoke ill about him to Neo, that Neo came to tell him, and then they spoke ill about him. They come to his presence to laugh, as per laughing jackass. So he feels they are not the people to be trusted, so he had to nominate Makeke and Young Papi. You needed to see Makeke's face and Young Papi's face. Talking about Makeke's face, Makeke was so surprised because most of the housemates nominated him. He is not the only one so surprised. I too was so surprised. I was so surprised that most of the housemates nominated Makeke. So guys, for Elston, Els nominated Mark Jr. and Yolanda. Mark Jr. because Mark Jr. did nominated her, and Yolanda because Yolanda can be so lousy and noisy. So now Yolanda have seen the reason why they've been nominating her back to back, because even in her very presence, the housemates are still mentioning her like no man's business. So else was like Papi nominated her, so she is doing the same too. And then you needed to see Papi's face. Sorry, I mean Mark Jr.'s face, guys. I can't stop laughing. Like, I really did enjoy this nomination. It's so painful that I could not share it with you guys when it really did happen. But there is no big thingy about it, because I am actually discussing it right here with you guys. And the next person to go was Jared in Z's voice. So Jared nominated Yolanda and Makeke. To him, Yolanda is quite noisy. The complaint about Yolanda. And for Makeke, I think he said Makeke because Makeke is somebody that she has not really been up, because Jared felt somehow nominated the housemate. So his reasons was quite like nothing much. And afterwards was Z. Yeah, so. And then Z nominated Yolanda and Makeke. When she gave her reason, Biggie was like, he is not cool with that reason. He said for Yolanda that Yolanda just annoys her. Yolanda annoys her. And for Makeke, that Makeke is, amongst all the housemates, is the least housemate that she is close with. I think that was the same reason Jared gave about Makeke. Because Jared said he sees the housemate that he loves in their faces, except from Makeke in choke. And then when it got to Makeke's turn, Makeke said his nomination was Els and Jared. To him, he does not really connect with Els. If you've been following my channel back to back, you would see how Makeke has been complaining to Els, that he does not really connect with her. And Els was like, it is solely to him because she connects with him. And then for Jared, I think he said because Jared has not really been up, that he would really love to see Jared up for nomination. And then it goes to Mile's turn, and then Mile nominated Liema and Jared. For Liema, that Liema has this attitude that she has anger issues, that she might make people get into trouble with her anger. It is given the same reason with Mpumi. And then for Jared, because of Jared told her that he does not mind being the villain of the story, that he is actually making other housemates have a huge fan base. It is how Jared, spilling gets to him right now.
Biggie, you do this one because what? Wahala. And then for Twenza chose for nomination Makeke and Mile. For Mile, Makeke thinks Mile has a lot of potentials that is being hidden. And then for Makeke, Chuenza said Makeke is not someone that he would trust. I would discuss this about Chuenza and Makeke later on, maybe on my next video, because I needed to discuss their conversation with you all. And then Sinaye, it was his turn, and then Sinaye nominated Makeke and Mitch. And the reason Sinaye gave for Mitch, it was actually a decent reason. Mitch actually started laughing immediately. Sinaye said whatever he said, and Mitch said he's an, how would I put it, he kissed ass, and then he said he's never like that, and then for Makeke, I think he said himself and Makeke are not quite close, or what was the reason he gave, but I know Mitch actually was laughing this all out, It was actually a funny one. Liema was so surprised to see the housemate mentioning her for being aggressive, for having anger issues, like in shocker. I think she should have sense and know that Jared is the reason why the housemate tend to see her this way. Makeke, on the other hand, was so surprised that the housemates literally have him in mind so much that he never expected. Looking at it, you would think Makeke should be the housemate lover, but guess what? Reverse became the case. But the funny thing about all of this is that it is a no-week nomination, and then the housemates to nominate, after Biggie reminded them that they are not to discuss nomination, was Young Papi. And then Young Papi's reason was, Young Papi nominated Mark Jr. and Liema. His reason for nominating Mark Jr. was because he wanted to see Mark Jr. down. It's quite understandable because Mark Jr. has been head of house back to back. Hence, he felt so worried when he did not win head of house today because he knows the housemates will be nominating him. And then for Liema, he said he's actually nominating Liema because Liema did nominated him. As much as Biggie said the housemates should not discuss this nomination, but I know beefing will be too much because while Young Papi was talking about Liema, he needed to see Liema's face. The housemates are saying so much about her having anger issue. I hope she would actually have sense, like I said earlier, to know where this perception is coming from. First off, I'm going to send a big shout out to Big Brother for doing this. Like, it's actually interesting, But people do not reason it that it's going to favor Papa Ghost and Lerato because it is not Liema in that secret cabin. If it was Liema in that secret cabin, people would say, oh, Biggie did this thing so as to favor Liema so the housemates will not nominate Liema. You know me, I would always say things the way it is. Anyways, guys, after the whole nomination shenanigans, it was now time for save and replace. On nomination blogs, we have Mitch, we have Mark Jr., we have Liema, we have Jared, we have Els. And who do we have again? So those are the people we have. And then Big Brother called on the head of house. Big Brother told the head of house the thing to do. Like, you have to save one and put up the other housemates. Having the nominated housemates standing up, that is Mark Jr., Young Papi, Jared, Liema, Els, and Makeke, yes. And then it is time for the head of house to choose his save and replace. Guess what? As we expected, Taki saved Mark Jr. because Mark Jr. has even been worried all this while. And then Taki replaced Mark Jr. with Chuenza. And guess what? Chuenza was not even nominated. Like, Chuenza was free, like bird. He was not nominated, and people are like, Chuenza is just gonna be. They said Chuenza and Willie is gonna be the tools of this season. You all know tools, right? Tools of Mpumi Badimo's season. How that boy swayed his way to the finale is actually shocking. So after the head of house saved Young Papi, so we have the head of house saved Mark Jr. So now we have Young Papi, Chuenza, Jared, Liema, Yolanda, Els, and Makeke up for possible eviction. Meanwhile, do not panic, guys, because of course it is a fake nomination week. Nobody is them going home, right? everybody is safe. We the viewers are the only one that knows about this. In as much as Big Brother said, oh, housemate don't discuss nomination and every other things, but there is one thing we know for sure: the housemates are actually feeling the heat of this nomination. Big Brother, you do this one, and me, I love this twist so much. Like, I think this should have happened when we have Papa Ghost and Lerato in the house, so that people would nominate them and give their reason. Though they already know why they have been nominated back to back. I mean, Papa Ghost and Lerato. So that was Young Papi and Liema. Liema felt so weak after Biggie, told the housemates to have a great night. Liema was so tired, but I really hope she would use her head. It is left for her to use her head or not. But it is how Mpumi tends to show friendship with Liema while she is not really cool with Liema. But guys, the game is the game. It is left for Liema to figure it out herself. Anyways, guys, this was how, in summary, the head of house game happened and the nomination happened last night. This is me bringing it all back. Meanwhile, guys, there are some conversations you guys missed that I did not discuss with you guys here. I said miss because you might have watched it, but we did not discuss it here. So I will definitely discuss it on my next video. Do not worry, you're not gonna miss on any gist at all, because me trusting me got you 100%. So guys, I'll be dropping my voice right here and now. Feel free to tell me what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much for always sending with me. Bye for now, babies.